Hey guys, I want to give you an update of my garden. I was gone for 3 weeks. I was on a journey and today I came back with the airplane and then I found my garden like this, and I thought that I want to give you a short update and show you how the garden turned out. So here you can see that pretty much everything has grown pretty fast up into the air. So here is the goji berry and it looks really bushy and beautiful. And down here I have some strawberries which are almost ripe. And I've also planted some onions and I've planted them all over in between the strawberries and the other shrubs. And this is the currant, which is looking pretty good. Except for this leaf here. Oh my god. I have some insects. So that's not so good. Okay, this is the cherry tree. And yeah, it's looking really good. But it also has some pests. Look at this. So here you can see some animals on the leaf. And I have no idea what this is called in English, but I think it's called Läuse in German. And it's not good because it's actually all over the leaves, so I definitely have to make an insecticide. Of course, I'm going to make an organic one. Yeah, and my other shrubs are doing really great, except for the currant again. So they have the same pest. And the plum is doing great. Doesn't seem like this one has a pest. And yeah, back here I have a big thistle, and this is really great for spiders. So at the back side of the thistle there are a lot of spiders and I need them for the pests. And essentially spiders are predators and they eat the bed bugs. Here we have a gooseberry. Okay, it's looking good. It has some berries on it. And look at the flowers of the strawberry. And yes, I have a couple of weeds coming up, so I'm going to rip them out. And in between I have my onions again, my blueberries. So this side of the garden is looking really good. But now let's take a look at the raised bed. So here we can see the caraway, which is now in the second year. Caraway needs 2 years to produce seeds. So my plan is that I'm going to harvest a lot of caraway this year. And yeah, I want to use it in the kitchen because it's really healthy and it tastes great. Here we have some salsify. And earlier today it was blooming. The blossom was purple. So it's a really beautiful plant. And also it's the second year. It needs 2 years until it grows seeds. The parsley is still small. And this is my Welsh onion, which is blooming as well. So everything has grown pretty quickly, and I mean, look at this. It has grown so high. Okay, in the next raised bed, the carrots are coming up, and some potatoes are coming up already. So I have planted like 6 potatoes in here, but I don't know what happened to the other ones. So maybe I have to replant some of the potatoes. And this is the raspberry. It's looking really great and bushy. Look at this one over there. So I really have to bind them onto the trellis now. And this raised bed is my favorite right now. Look at it. So the fennel plants are doing really good. And in between the fennel I have planted some salad plants. So this is looking nice. This is my parsnip, which is doing so great. This plant is a leek from last year, so it stayed here over winter and it survived, which is really awesome. And this is sugar root. So this one is doing really good back there. And of course my onions are doing really well, so I can't wait to harvest them. Now let's take a look at the raised bed, where I have sown in some salad seeds and everything has grown so quickly. I mean, look at this. So here at the side we have some spinach. Then this is some normal salad, different kinds of salads. This is arugula, and I've also sown in some radish. So I'm going to harvest, you know, this raised bed like every day a little bit. And when I see an empty spot like this one here, I'm going to immediately reseed the spot, put some seeds in there, and after 3 weeks it's going to look like this again. Now let's come to the newest raised bed, which is looking pretty good. I've planted some salad here, flowers at the back side, salad again. This is leek from this year. And here we see we have some sugar peas, which sprouted really well. And in between the sugar peas, I have some corn plants. So the corn is coming out here and there, and they actually really grow well together. So the corn is using up a lot of nitrogen, and actually the peas are a nitrogen fixer, so they really benefit from each other. And the peas are using the corn as a climbing, you know, aid. So it's a framework for the peas. And that's why these two plants are going really well together. Okay, and now let's take a look at my bee hotel. And before I left, I had like 4 holes which were, you know, taken by bees. This one and these 3 ones. So basically the bees have laid some eggs into the chambers and they have closed them off with some soil. I don't know if you can see this. So I think it's really awesome that they like the home and that they accept this new bee hotel. Now let's take a look at my compost pile. Yeah, doesn't look like a lot, but actually I can put a zucchini plant here. And I have some kind of squash or zucchini in my greenhouse, which I want to show you. So let's check my greenhouse first. Yeah, it's doing really good. So here I have my onions, I have my Suriname spinach, and the Melofria is not doing so great. So it was maybe too hot inside of the greenhouse, or maybe there was too much of water. So I'm not sure what happened, but at least some of the plants survived. Here I have more onions. These are my artichokes. Look at this one, it's really big. And these artichokes are taking up a lot of room. And I'm going to plant them at my mother's garden because I don't have space here for them. And this is some kind of squash. So I didn't seed it, so it came by itself. And I want to take this and put it on the compost pile. The next bag here we have some salad. But this is actually not doing so great. So maybe it's the heat inside of the greenhouse, or maybe it was the cold in the last days because it was getting really cold. So it's really time to plant this salad now. And here I have some carrots, which are still very small. Then this is a zucchini plant. And actually I've seeded 2 zucchinis, but only one grew, so the other one died. So this year I will only have 1 zucchini plant. And here there's some red beet, which germinated pretty well. But here at the back side something happened. This is the golden beet. And actually the seeds germinated, but later they have died for some kind of reason. Maybe it was too hot or maybe not enough water. And the same thing happened here with the kohlrabi. And only 1 plant survived. So yeah, I'm not too happy about this here. And here I have my celery. And now it's really time to repot the celery and put it into these cardboards. And now let's check my tomatoes. Tomatoes are doing great. Look at this. They've grown pretty good. And this here is a cucumber. And this is eggplant. So I have 2 eggplants, which is awesome. Okay, so here we have a salad, which I did not plant, so it came by itself. And here we have some leek, which is pretty weak actually. And we have some very good looking tomato plants. And I have to admit that my peppers, they have been eaten by some kind of snail. So they are not really looking great. And yeah, this is actually a real failure. So peppers I probably had to buy this year, because when you buy them they are already this big, and my peppers, they germinated too late, so I started far too late, and next year I'm going to do a better job. And the thing with peppers is that you have to, you know, put the seeds into the pot in January, which is really early. So yeah, so this year I'm going to buy my peppers, and I don't know what I should do with these here. Okay, now I'm taking this unidentified pumpkin, squash, whatever, and I'm going to plant it on my compost pile. And what I'm doing right now is something that you can only do with plants which are using a lot of nutrients. So if you have like peas or I don't know, other plants that are not in need for a lot of nutrients, you cannot do this because they will die. It's too much nutrients on the compost pile. So now I'm taking the squash and it goes right in here. Yeah. So as I said before, I'm not sure what kind of squash this is. It came by itself, so we will find out later on in the year. I hope that it's not a hybrid. Okay, this was an update of my garden. I think it looks pretty awesome, and it's really amazing how much the garden grew in the last 3 weeks. So I will give you more updates when I'm doing some work in the garden and how the bee hotel is performing. And until then, I really want to thank you for watching, and stay tuned till next time.